I'm Susie, a stay-at-home mom. Welcome to my home. Let me take you on a little tour of the house. Did you know that vinegar is an acid? In fact, the chemical name for vinegar is acetic acid. Lemons contain citric acid. However, all ingredients found in the kitchen are not necessarily acids.
This lesson is about the classification of acids and bases into strong or weak on the basis of their pH values. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to define neutralization, define pH, explain how acids and bases are categorized as strong and weak on the basis of their pH values, and explain how pH values impact our lives. Neutralization is a chemical reaction in which an acid reacts with a base to form salt and water. In this process, a hydrogen ion of the acid combines with the hydroxide ion of the base to form a water molecule. The anion of the acid combines with the cation of the base to form a salt. Let's explore this concept further through an experiment. Take 50 milliliter dilute hydrochloric acid in a burette and 10 milliliter of sodium hydroxide in a conical flask. Add a few drops of phenolphthalein to the sodium hydroxide solution. The sodium hydroxide solution turns pink. Now, place the conical flask below the burette. Turn the knob of the burette slowly and allow the acid to flow drop by drop into the flask. Shake the flask continuously. After a certain quantity of hydrochloric acid has been added, the sodium hydroxide solution changes from pink and becomes colorless. This is because neutralization occurs at this point, which is indicated by the pink color decolorizing completely. The chlorine of hydrochloric acid combines with sodium of sodium hydroxide to form sodium chloride. The hydrogen of hydrochloric acid combines with the hydroxyl part of the sodium hydroxide and forms water.
This cleaner is really good at keeping glass clean.
Household cleaners contain ammonium hydroxide, which is a weak base. An acid or base is considered strong or weak, depending on the concentration of hydrogen and hydroxide ions within it. This concentration or the power of hydrogen differs from substance to substance and can be measured using a scale called the pH scale. A Danish chemist, Sørensen, first introduced the concept of pH in 1909. The P stands for potens, which means par in German, and the H stands for the concentration of hydrogen ions.
Did you know that the baking soda that I've used to bake the cake is also an antacid?
Baking soda has a pH value of 9. On the pH scale, a very acidic solution shows a pH value between 0 and 1, and a highly alkaline solution shows a pH value of 14. A neutral solution is indicated by a pH value of 7 on the scale. A solution that has a pH value of less than 7 is acidic, and a solution with a pH value of more than 7 is basic. Therefore, baking soda is basic in nature, and that is why it acts as an effective antacid. Even shampoos react with your hair depending on their pH value. Those shampoos that have a pH value above 6 make hair dull and rough. For your hair to look good, you need a shampoo that is slightly acidic. A good shampoo would normally be within a pH range of 5.5 and 6.
This is where I keep all the medicines. Milk of magnesia is always handy as a cure for indigestion and acidity.
The stomach produces gastric juices which contain hydrochloric acid, enzymes, and salts. These gastric juices help us digest food. Sometimes, when you eat too much or eat the wrong kind of food, an excess of acid collects in the stomach and causes indigestion. Antacids like milk of magnesia are mild bases that neutralize the acids in the stomach and aid digestion. The bacteria in our mouth produce acid while breaking the food particles and help maintain a pH of about 5.5 in the mouth. If the pH lowers, the acidity in the mouth increases and leads to tooth decay. This is because the tooth enamel, which protects the tooth, gets damaged by the acid. Once this protective enamel gets corroded, the teeth are more susceptible to decay. This can be prevented by regularly brushing your teeth after eating with toothpaste. Toothpastes are basic in nature and they counteract the acid in the mouth.
Gardening is one of my hobbies. Look at the flowers of the hydrangea. This shrub produces pink flowers normally, but in my garden, the flowers are blue.
Hydrangea produces pink flowers when the soil has a pH value of 6.8 or higher, and blue flowers when the pH value is 6.0 or less. All living beings exist within a specific pH range. The human body works within the pH of 7 and 7.8. Similarly, different crops need different soils. Sometimes, the acidity of soil increases due to acid rain or the excessive use of chemical fertilizers and insecticides. If the soil is acidic, then the applied pesticides, herbicides and fungicides will not be absorbed by the soil. In order to neutralize the soil, suitable bases are used. Generally, salts of calcium or magnesium, which are basic, are used to neutralize soil acidity.
Ouch! That was painful. Let me put some baking soda on the sting.
When a bee stings, formic acid is released. That is what makes the skin burn. Baking soda, which is a base, neutralizes the formic acid and provides relief from the pain. In the animal kingdom, you will come across many such defense mechanisms that are used to keep predators at bay.